Pretty Woman 2, coming so on love doesn't always and it sometimes waits. And after years apart, the woman who once believed in fairy tales is about to face the man who walked away from hers. A quiet city night settles over Beverly Hills. The streets glow with soft lights. And the world seems peaceful, but inside, memories are waking up again. A red rose falls slowly to the ground, as if dropped by fate itself. Voices from the past echo, laughter, promises, moments once filled with hope. But those moments belong to another time. A time when she was still learning who she was. A time before life changed everything. Vivian Ward is no longer the girl people whispered about. She is no longer running from her past, she is building her future. Years have passed, and she has become the founder of a charity for women who need a second chance, just like she once did. Crowds cheer her name now, not judge it. Where once there was confusion and pain, now stands grace and purpose. She speaks to audiences with courage. But behind her smile lives a quiet truth. Her heart still holds a story that never ended. Her days are full, but her nights are silent. She doesn't need a man to complete her, and she has told herself that many times. Yet, on lonely evenings, when the city slows down and the world gets quiet, she still thinks of him, Edward Lewis, the man who once lifted her up, then let her go, the man who made her believe in love and in heartbreak. She tells herself she's over it. She tells herself the past is gone. But deep down, she knows some love stories don't fade. They wait, standing in her office, looking out at the city lights. Vivian feels something strange in the air, a pull she can't explain. A sense that life is about to change again. She doesn't know it yet, but destiny is already moving toward her. And soon, her past will return not as a memory, but as a man standing right in front of her. Because sometimes, love circles back. And sometimes, a goodbye was never the end. It was only a pause, for years. Edward Lewis lived inside tall glass towers surrounded by power, success, and everything money could buy. Yet none of it felt real anymore. The boardrooms, private jets, deals worth millions, it was empty noise. He had earned the world but lost the one thing that made it feel alive. Her time had changed Edward. The sharp businessman the world once feared was now a quieter man. A man who had learned the hard truth: success means nothing when your heart is unfinished. He moved through life like a shadow, keeping his distance from love, from trust, from anyone who dared to get close. Yet, late at night, he would still hear her laugh, the real laugh, the one she tried to hide. Vivian's laugh. She had been more than a chapter in his life. She was the story that never found its last page. One day, a small headline catches his attention. Vivian Ward hosts charity gala to support women in need. He doesn't know why his heart stops when he sees it. He doesn't know why his hands freeze. He just knows one thing: he has to go. Not to win her back, not even to speak to her. Just to see her once, to know she is happy, to finally let go. If he can, the night of the gala glows with silver lights and hope. Laughter fills the hall, cameras flash, and people celebrate the woman who once fought to be seen. Edward steps inside quietly, unnoticed. He stands in the back, blending into the crowd, but his soul feels exposed. Then he sees her. Vivian stands across the room in a simple yet stunning gown, strong, confident, graceful. She doesn't need saving anymore. She saved herself. Edward feels a rush of pride and regret, and something deeper, something that never died. Their eyes meet. For a moment, the world stops. No music, no talking, no past, no future, just two hearts remembering each other. Vivian freezes, her smile fading for a split second. She didn't expect this. She didn't prepare for this. She thought she had buried those feelings. But love doesn't listen to time. She looks away. He stays still. The space between them suddenly feels heavy, filled with questions, fears, and everything left unsaid. He came to see her. But destiny has brought them face to face again. This is not an accident. This is the beginning. Again, their eyes met, but neither crossed the room. Not yet. Some truths need time to rise. But fate does not wait forever. Hours passed at the gala, speeches, applause. Polite conversations, but both Vivian and Edward felt the same thing, A storm had returned, and this time it would not pass quietly. They finally meet alone in the quiet hallway behind the stage, away from cameras and curious eyes. The air is heavy. Vivian stands with her guard up, every part of her calm on the surface, but shaking inside. Edward takes a slow step forward, unsure if he has the right to speak her name anymore. "Vivian," he says softly, just one word, and years of memories crash between them. She doesn't smile. She doesn't melt. She has waited too long to let pain go unspoken. "You shouldn't be here," she says, her voice steady but distant. "I just wanted to see you," he replies. It sounds simple, but she knows better. Nothing between them was ever simple. Vivian looks away. "You saw me. Now you can go." But Edward doesn't move. "I didn't come to hurt you." She lets out a small breath, half laugh, half disbelief. "You already did." There it is. The truth they both tried to avoid. The love they shared was real, but so was the heartbreak. He left. She learned to survive. And neither forgot. As they speak, old emotions rise, not just love, but fear. Fear of being vulnerable again. Fear that the past will repeat itself. She questions him. He questions himself. Can a man truly change? Can love be trusted after it has already broken once? A sudden knock on the door interrupts the moment. Vivian's assistant appears, whispering urgently, "Vivian, we have a problem. Someone leaked a private story about you to the media. They're saying your charity is fake. Reporters are already picking it up. They claim you used your past to manipulate donors." Vivian's eyes burn, not with tears but with anger. She fought so hard to build her life, to earn respect, to prove she was more than who she once was. And now someone was trying to tear it down. Edward watches her, this woman who fought the world with nothing but heart and courage. Without thinking, he steps closer. "Let me help," he says. She turns to him sharply. "No, I don't need saving." He meets her gaze with quiet strength. "I know, but even strong people don't have to fight alone." For the first time, she doesn't know what to say. The battle outside has begun, but the real war is inside her heart. Can she trust him again? Or will letting him back into her life cost her everything? The past has returned. The world is watching. And love is no longer a fairy tale, it's a choice. The news spreads like wildfire. Headlines explode across every screen. Vivian Ward exposed. Charity fraud scandal. The world that once lifted her up now turns with cold judgment. Reporters camp outside her office. Donors begin to panic. Social media floods with hate and lies. She has faced cruelty before, but this time it cuts deeper because now she has something to lose. She built this life with everything she had, and someone is trying to destroy it. Yet inside the chaos, something even more dangerous is happening. Her walls are cracking. Not from the scandal, but from Edward. He stayed. Not as a hero, but as a man who refuses to run this time. He stands beside her in silent strength, even when she tries to push him away. One night, after another brutal day of accusations and doubt, they stand alone on the rooftop of her office building. The city lights stretch into forever, but everything feels uncertain. The wind blows through the quiet, carrying unspoken words. "I don't know who did this," Vivian says, her voice low. "But someone wants me broken. Someone wants me gone." "You're not going anywhere," Edward replies. She looks at him, searching for a lie, for weakness, but finds none. And that scares her more than the scandal itself. "You'll get hurt if you stay," she warns. "I already was," he says. "The day I walked away from you." She turns, shaken. "Why now, Edward? Why come back after all these years?" He takes a breath, finally letting truth out. "Because I spent every day pretending I was fine. And I'm done pretending." Her eyes soften, but fear still lives there. "And what happens when this gets worse? When I'm dragged through the mud? When they bring up who I used to be? Then we fight," he says. "Together." Before she can answer, her phone buzzes. A message. Unknown number. One line that freezes her soul. "I know your secret. Walk away from Edward or everything you love burns next." She reads it again. And again. Someone isn't just after her name. They want her heart. They want him gone. She slowly raises her eyes to Edward, fear and love battling inside her. He steps forward. She steps back. Vivian. What is it? He asks. She hides the phone behind her. She forces a steady voice. Maybe you were right before? Maybe some people are better off apart. He stares at her, confused. Don't do this. She turns away, but her voice cracks. Goodbye, Edward. She walks into the darkness. He watches her go, his heart breaking, but he knows this isn't over, because love didn't die. It was threatened. And now, the real fight begins. Black screen. Thunder in the distance. A single line appears. This time. Love must survive the truth. Pretty Woman 2, coming soon.